Welcome to part 3 of my 3-part series where we go ahead and take a $5,000 budget and see what we can get in Disney World. And in this video, we're going to be looking at deluxe resorts and whether or not we can manage a deluxe resort with a $5,000 budget. Spoiler, we can, and I'm going to show you how I did it. So definitely stick around because there are a couple of different scenarios that I go through until we can actually get to getting the deluxe resort in that budget. So in this series, we are only talking about what we can get for $5,000 inside the Disney bubble. This does not include transportation to and from Disney World. And in the video, I do use the quick service dining plan for budgeting purposes, even though I don't actually recommend getting the dining plan. And I'm going to have my video linked down below explaining why I don't recommend the dining plan. So you can go ahead and check that out if you are interested. And so before we get into the video, I do just want to introduce myself in case you're new here. I'm Allison, and here at my channel I like to make all different types of Disney World content as well as some vlogs from our own family vacations. So if that's content that you are interested in seeing more of, definitely hit that red subscribe button and let's get into the video. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the deluxe resorts. So as you can see, I have June 14th, 2026 to June 19th, 2026, 2 adults, 2 children, just like I had in the first 2 videos. So we're gonna go ahead and choose deluxe resorts. All right, so we have Disney's Boardwalk at $665. Animal Kingdom Lodge at $511, Beach Club at $682, Contemporary at $609, Polynesian at $755, Yacht Club at $656, Grand Floridian at $800, Wilderness Lodge at $577. So we can see that Animal Kingdom Lodge is going to be our lowest rate here. All right, so as you can see, you can have in the DVC area, you can get a studio for $479, so that is going to be a little bit less expensive. The only thing here is that as you can see, there's a queen size bed and then a double size sleeper sofa. So that is not going to give you the same amount of, the bed size as the standard room, which has 2 queen beds. And also Animal Kingdom DVC area, it's a little bit more outdated, but if this is something that you're interested in, obviously you can see that your rate will be a little bit lower. But for this video, we're going to go with the regular resort view room, non-DVC, and this is 2 queen beds for $511. It automatically will give us 6 park days. So we're going to go ahead and drop that down to 4. And we are already over our $5,000 budget without even adding any food in. So this obviously is not going to work. So let's see what happens if we go down to 3. And that does bring us 1 park per day, 3 days, brings us down to $4,900. Yes, it's under $5,000, but we still have not added food yet. So we're going to have to drop it down again to 2 park days. And now we are at $4,262. Now you could go ahead and get Park Hopper. So we're actually going to see what we get with Park Hopper, because if you do have Park Hopper, you still can get to all 4 parks. So this can be a good way for you to stay at a deluxe resort and still be able to get all 4 parks. So let's see what happens when we add on our quick service food plan. All right, so as you can see, this has bumped us up over our $5,000 budget. So this is not going to work. So we're going to have to go back and we're going to have to do 1 park per day. That means if we want to stay at a deluxe resort, the cheapest one, we can only do 2 park days, 1 park per day. So you're going to have to choose which 2 parks you want to go to if you want to stay deluxe. Now, stick around. Don't just, exit out of here and say, oh, this deluxe isn't going to work, because there are a couple of things that I'm going to do that will hopefully get this down so that we can stay at deluxe and still be able to go to the park. So stick around, don't leave yet, and let's figure this out. All right, so this is going to put us at 4,867. All right, so in my other videos, I also mentioned that I do like to add travel protection. If you have a credit card, if you're paying with a credit card that gives you travel protection and you don't need this, then you can go ahead and add this $190 into your souvenir pot. But if you don't have any travel insurance with your credit card or anywhere else, I do highly recommend getting travel protection. Okay, so that already puts us right over our $5,000 budget. So that means no lightning lanes and no spending money, no extra dining or souvenirs. So again, if you do have that, $190 that you don't need the travel protection for, you could put that towards lightning lanes. But we are already at only 2-day ticket with our deluxe resort. So is this really worth it to stay at a deluxe resort if you have a $5,000 budget, if you're not getting lightning lanes or any souvenirs? I don't know. So, that's obviously up to you. But what we're going to do now is look at a different scenario to get a deluxe resort. We're going to actually do a split stay. So I'm going to show you what you can get with a split stay so that you're able to experience a deluxe resort and still be able to get what you want to get. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm not even going to put this into my numbers because we're already over $5,000 and we haven't gotten everything that we need. If you really want to go to Disney World and not buy any souvenirs or, have anything extra, no lightning lanes, then, this is fine. You can go ahead and do that. But we're going to look at a couple of other ways to make this work. Okay, so what we're going to do, since we are doing a split stay, we're going to change our dates to the 14th to the 17th, and we're going to be staying at All-Star Sports for this section. Now, I do recommend doing your value resort first before doing your deluxe resort, for obvious reasons. It'll be a really nice end to your vacation to be ending at the deluxe resort instead of having a wonderful deluxe resort and then having to go to a value. There's nothing wrong with the values, but immediately after staying at a deluxe resort, it can feel a little bit, less than. So you want to end your trip on a really high note. So we're going to go ahead and start with the All-Star Sports. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and choose our standard room for $180 per night. And we are going to be doing 4 park days, but for the split stay, we're going to do 2 and 2. And that's really because if you don't have any tickets with your package, you will have to pay for the resort only booking up front. And you might be okay doing that, but also for this video I won't be able to add in the dining plan with the second part of the trip. So, and I really want to show the food budget in with this. So we are just going to do 2 and 2. So 1 park per day, 2 days. Okay, and the quick service dining plan. All right, and we're going to add our travel protection. Okay, so that puts us at 2,554. So we're going to make note of that, and then we're going to go back because when you are doing a split stay, you do have to book 2 completely separate trips, basically. So you would go ahead and continue through this, and then you would have to come back and do a second booking. So with that, and something to remember about this is that you will have, when you're ready to do your dining reservations and your lightning lane selections, if you're doing lightning lane, you do have to do it twice. When you're doing a split stay, you have to treat each stay as a completely new stay. So it's 60 days from your first check-in and then 60 days from your second check-in, and same thing with the lightning lanes. So that is something to think about. All right, so we're going to go ahead and change our dates from the 17th to the 19th, and we're going to change this to Animal Kingdom Lodge. All right, we're going to be doing our resort view room. And we're going to be choosing the 2 park days, 1 park per day. Okay, we're still going to be doing the dining plan. Okay, we're also going to add travel protection. Okay, so that is putting us at 2,990. So let's see what happens when we add the 2 reservations together. So unfortunately, as you can see, we are over our $5,000 budget with the 3 nights at All Star Sports and the 2 nights at Animal Kingdom. Okay, so there are a couple things that we can do. What we can do is we can knock off 1 night at Animal Kingdom Lodge, but instead of doing that, because I think I like this 3 nights and 2 nights option, so we're going to go back and we're going to lessen the number of park days that we're going to do. Now, in order for me to do this for this video, like I mentioned, is if I have less than 2 park days, it's not going to count as a package. So it's going to mess up like the dining plan and everything like that. So I'm going to just see what the dining plan was going to be for this one, and I'm just going to add that in when we're down here doing these numbers, because I'm not going to be able to add it in for the package. So let's go ahead and see what we can do with that. All right, so we're going to come back and we're going to go into Animal Kingdom Lodge. Okay, I'm going to do the same resort view. All right, so we are going to choose no ticket. All right, so that is going to, so again, this is if we're doing it this way, you can't add on travel protection and you can't get any of these other things, the dining plan, the memory maker, or anything like that if you're going to do it this way. So this is going to bring us to $1,149.76. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put that in. Okay, and we are going to add on $500 for dining. Okay, and then we are going to come back. Okay, so once you're going to, if you're doing it this way, you're going to go ahead and continue on this. You're going to have to pay for this up front because you don't have a package without, the 2 tickets. So we're going to come back and we're going to look at the ticket prices. All right, so we are going to be getting just 1 ticket. Right, just 1 ticket. All right, we're going to choose June 18th at $159. If you notice, if you're doing 1 ticket, these prices fluctuate. So you're going to want to choose the one that makes sense. We're not going to go ahead and we're not going to choose this date or this date because these are more expensive. So we're going to choose the less expensive one for when we're going to be there. And we're also going to choose the less expensive park because with our 2-day ticket, if we wanted to for the other one, it's going to be, we'll do, if we want to do Magic Kingdom, it's going to be in those tickets. Right? So that brings us to $666.70. Okay. We're also going to add on our $200 for lightning lanes, right? So this is tickets, park tickets. One-day ticket, and then this one is going to be lightning lanes. That is going to bring us to $5,070. We did it. We did it. $70 over. It is a little bit over, but we got a deluxe resort for 2 nights. Value for 3 nights, and it was 3 parks, right? 3 park days, and $200 for lightning lanes, and that got us to $5,000. Now we don't have any souvenir money, so it's that would be up to you if you want to spend this $200 on souvenir money or lightning lanes. But we did it. We're 70 over, but I'm going to call that a win. I'm going to call that a win right there. If you want to stick around and see what we can get if we're doing DVC, I did want to go back and check out that Animal Kingdom DVC resort. It was a little bit less expensive. It wasn't that much less expensive, but I just want to see how many days we can get, if we're just doing the DVC. So if you want to stick around and see that, I'm going to do that right now. So, but otherwise, we did it. I'm so happy that I was able to get at least 2 nights of a DVC in there. Or I'm sorry, 2 nights of a deluxe resort in for our $5,000 budget. To just quickly see, because I am interested to see what these DVC rooms would get with Animal Kingdom Lodge. Okay, so let's see. So see here we have the studio value, right, at $479. Okay, so let's see what, yeah, see, I mean, even with the DVC, I mean, we're still, I mean, you would have to go down to, 2 park days, even with the DVC, or, obviously you can, lessen your stay, maybe not stay as long. Again, you could do the same thing we did before with a split stay, and this would maybe give you a little bit of souvenir money if you were to go this route. But this is obviously the least expensive that we came across for Deluxe Resort DVC. So it is an option. If you wanted to go ahead and do that, that would give you some spending money if you went ahead and did a split stay. Or you could even go this route and do 2 park days if you really wanted to. Or even, park hopper would kind of push it a little bit, especially if you're trying to get some souvenir money. But 1 park per day, 2 days, you could do it, and you could do the split stay and get a little bit more souvenir money, like I said.
Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my upcoming videos, and go ahead and give this video a nice big thumbs up if it helped you in any way, and until next time.